And we are live. How's it going, Knights? It's been a while, eh? About a month or so. So, last video, fuck, we hadn't started school yet. And fucking, we were all behind on rent. Let's see, is that working, man? Yeah, we were behind on rent, fucking nothing was going right, it was just one thing after another. So, finally fucking started school, finally. Came to Ottawa, June 13th, was hoping to start 2 weeks later. So, 6 months later, 5 months later, we finally got it going. Yeah, so this week just passed was my first week, and pretty fucking intense, really intense. My trip out west, I spending all those hours on the road, I had a newfound respect for truck drivers, right? And because you quickly realize that what they do is not a job. It's a lifestyle. It's an absolute lifestyle, And now taking the course, I have an added respect for truckers because you guys wouldn't believe the amount of responsibility that they have, and the dangers that come with that job. So quick word of advice to everybody on the road, give those guys room and respect to operate, because, those trucks have brakes, but they can't stop. They're not stopping on a dime. It'll take them 3 or 4 truck lengths to stop, so give them respect to the road. Yeah, so it was a pretty crazy week. So let's get back to where we were at, behind on the rent and everything. So the government helped me out with that. They paid for 2 months of my rent to get me out of that fucking hole I was in, and which was, because I was literally looking, I was looking to live in my truck, we were at that point, We were at that point. So, in case you guys just joining us, you don't know what I'm going to school for. I'm going to school for my DZ driver's license. Now, DZ, you drive cement trucks, dump trucks, garbage trucks. AZ is driving tractor trailers. But the way it's the curriculum set up, I have to learn whatever a tractor trailer driver learns. I got to take the same shit. It's just I'm training on a different vehicle. So it's pretty fucking intense, like the amount of information and shit you got to know. So I go, I haven't been in school in, God, forever. So, the first day, the teacher's giving us lectures, and it's just, it's just so much information. It's just so much information. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, everyone's taking notes and making notes and this and that, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm just not going to worry about my notes, not going to worry about what I have to learn. All I want to do is have laser focus on what the teacher is saying, right? And I gambled on thinking, okay, if I can just remember word for word, like just the actions of him, his mannerisms, and just, hopefully that when it comes to the test, that's the way I will obtain it, because I can't learn by, reading something. That's why I don't read books, because I can't. I read it and I couldn't even tell you what I just fucking read, right? So it ended up paying off, thank God, that, I got to the driver's test place, and, the first test was 30 questions, the second test was 20, and the third was 20, so it was pretty fucking intimidating. So anyways, I wasn't feeling good this morning because, with the bipolar, I was fucking pretty much in manic all week, I couldn't sleep. But anyways, that Friday morning, the test, my stomach's in knots. I feel like shit. I'm nervous about the test. Totally justified, right? So I sit down, I start the fucking test, and I failed the first test. I completely bombed, like just fucking bombed. The first test is on just general. Second test is air brakes, and third test is road signs. So right out of the gate, I bomb. Totally bomb. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I can't believe, like, I know that I just failed this first test. It was just like, I was like, you know, but I regrouped, got it together somehow, and we're on to the next test. Perfect next test. Air brakes, fucking perfect. Road sign, perfect. So I go up to the counter and I said, so what do I do? What do I do now? I failed it. She goes, well, you can rewrite it. I'm like, well, how many times can I rewrite it? Because I was going to leave there. She goes, well, as long as you pay the $23, you can write as much as you want, right? So I go back in, I rewrite it, perfect. You know, so, you know, it's just, yeah. So anyways, we got through it, you know, and, yeah, so, this week, for the next 2 weeks, I start, actually driving the truck. I don't know if they're going to throw me on a tractor, or they're going to throw me on a dump truck. I'm not really sure yet, but it doesn't really matter. It's the same principles. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. You should say hi to everybody here, eh? Oh, man, there's a lot of people watching. Philip, hi. Terry, Laura, Pamela, Kayleen. Hey, Kayleen, how are you, dear? I've seen you around, eh? Joan, Nazia, Jamie. Thanks, Glenn. So anyways, yeah, so next week we're starting a practical. I don't know what I'm going to be driving. I'm going to be learning about pre-trips. What a pre-trip is, basically, you have to go over your entire vehicle before you can drive it. Because what happens, guys, is, you know, like, I used to be a speed demon on the road. I didn't give a fuck about speed limit, road signs, and shit like that. But now, the way regulations are set up, like, I can't be caught ever with a speeding ticket or an infraction because it's going to directly affect my career. You know, so, yeah, you know, a teacher says you have to change your driving habits, you know, and big time, you know, and he says driving a car and driving a truck are completely different entities, completely. And he also told me that because I haven't driven a standard before, because the course that I'm taking is for manual. You know, they make a lot of trucks that are automatic now, but I figured, no, let's take the standard manual transmission course so it opens up the doors, right? More options. I'm not confined to one particular thing. So anyways, he told me the fact that I've never driven a standard before and is actually going to help me because I'm not going to have any bad habits on a manual in a car and then have that go into learning how to drive a truck. So I felt pretty good about that. So yeah, you know, I can't stress enough, guys, you know, like, give those truckers room to maneuver. You know, if you're you're a slow driver and you're one of those that does the speed limit and you got a trucker on